I'm Marty, the International Pool Girl, and today I am going to discuss the subject of phosphates in swimming pools. So please remember to like or subscribe to our channel. We appreciate your support. Our channel offers pool education in English, German, and Spanish. In the next few months, we will be developing a subscription service where for a small fee, you can email us any questions that you may have concerning issues that you're having with your pool. We're in the process of developing this, but are not yet ready to release it. So what is a phosphate? Phosphates are organic materials that occur naturally in pool water. Phosphates come from dead leaves, fertilizer, and other sources in nature. If the phosphate levels get too high in your pool, then you can get algae because phosphates stop the chlorine and shut it down so that it cannot properly sanitize your water. So it's if there is no chlorine in your swimming pool, and then you get algae. Now here in North Georgia, phosphates start to be a problem toward the end of spring and the beginning of summer. As the grass here is brown in the winter, fertilizer is not generally being used on yards where it could then blow into the swimming pool. When the weather starts to warm up and fertilizers are being used on yards, then there is a stronger likelihood that phosphates can be a problem in your pool. Also, with the warmer weather, that helps algae blooms as well. You can't prevent phosphates from blowing into your pool, but there are treatments that you can use to prevent the phosphates from stopping your chlorine from sanitizing your pool, and then having an algae growth due to the lack of chlorine. Once the weather is consistently in the higher temperatures and warm enough for swimming, then we start using phosphate prevention treatments on the pools that we service. The phosphate prevention treatment that we use is poured into the pool skimmer, and the dosage is based on the number of gallons in the swimming pool. Using a prevention treatment and stopping a phosphate bloom is much easier and cheaper than having to treat the entire pool with a phosphate treatment. Is it safe to swim in a pool that has phosphates? Well, actually, you wouldn't know that the pool has phosphates because usually the water is clear, but when you check the pool chemistry, you don't get a chlorine reading because there is no chlorine in the pool. But in time, the pool would start to turn green. So how do you know if you have a phosphate problem? Well, there are times when you may have a phosphate problem, but your pool does not yet have algae. You can test your water for the presence of phosphates. These are usually separate kits, or you can use test strips. We have found both of them to be effective and accurately detecting the presence of phosphates in the water. If the water is still clear, then you can treat the pool for phosphates. If the pool has already gotten algae and it's green, then you would just treat the pool for algae. Once the treatment has been applied, all the phosphates will sink to the bottom of the pool. They look like a milky white substance. Once you have killed off the phosphates, you need to vacuum them up from the swimming pool where you hook up the hose to the skimmer line and then vacuum up the dead phosphates. Since we are in the industry, we use a vacuum where we remove all the dead phosphate water and then not have the dead phosphates pass through the pool filter, because you really don't want to be filtering that through your system. You don't really want it to go through your filter. If you determine that you have this issue, you may want to hire a professional to do the treatment and then the vacuum job to make sure you have properly removed the dead phosphates. Phosphates are not harmful, but you shouldn't swim in the pool until the dead phosphates have been removed and the water chemistry balanced. You don't have to wait a specific time period to swim in the pool once the phosphates are removed. Just make sure that you properly balance your pool water, and then it is safe to swim. I hope that you found this helpful, and please send us your comments and questions. Thank you.